Hello, welcome to Dan Multiskills. In this video, I'm going to be showing you step by step on how to manipulate photos in Photoshop CC 2021. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon to turn on the notifications for future uploads. Any subscribe, truly appreciated. Let's begin. When you launch Photoshop, you can create a new document in 3 ways. You can do it directly through Photoshop home screen, just click create new, or you can go to file new, or you can use a shortcut. The shortcut for the PC is going to be Control N, for the Mac is going to be Command N. We're going to set the width 1920, the height by 1080, and the resolution 72. Just click create. Now, since we've created a new document, we're going to bring the images that we're going to use. We're going to bring them one by one and mask them one by one. I will show you every single bit on how it's done. In order to bring the image and place it in there, we're going to click on File, on Place Linked. For this, I'm going to use this photo, which is going to be the Westminster Palace, House of Parliament. As you can see, as soon as you choose that option, Place Linked, it will automatically select the entire photo as transform. If it's not selected, what you can do, you can go to Edit, and just choose free transform. What we're going to do, we're going to resize the image that we brought in, and you can also use a shortcut. The shortcut for the PC is going to be Control T, for the Mac is going to be Command T. So in order to resize it, all you have to do, press and hold down the Shift key and drag each side. Once you're happy with it, all you have to do, press enter. Now what we're going to do, we're gonna change the sky. With the Photoshop CC 2021, they've made it a lot easier. You can change the sky without you having to select it and then bring another sky in order to change it. So all you have to do, make sure the main image layer is selected, go to edit, and just go to sky replacement. Just give it few seconds. As you can see, it will automatically detect the sky and it will replace it. That's fantastic. So if you're not happy with this type of sky, you will have plenty of options that are available, so you can choose whichever you prefer. But for this video, this looks fantastic to me, so I'm just going to click OK. By default, it will create a layer for it, for example. So what we're going to do next is going to select the Westminster Palace. In order to do that, I'm going to use, you can use the quick selection tool, or you can use the polygonal lasso tool. So if you select it and you go all the way through to select it. So if I do that, it will probably take some time. For that reason, I'm going to pause the video while I do select it, and then I will show you how to mask it to make it look perfect. Since we've selected everywhere, I'm pretty happy with it, but in order to make it look really realistic, so what we're going to do is just click select and mask. So what it does, it will take us to a different like a masking tool area, so we can see the object to see if we are happy with it. I'm very pleased with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna change a few things in here. The radius slightly a little bit higher, the smoothness, and the feather contrast, leaving it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. If you decided to change a few bits, for example, if something has covered, what you can do, you can change it. You can erase it, or you can fill it. All you have to do is just brush the area. So I'm very happy with that one. So what we're going to do next is saving it. In order to do that, I'm going to scroll down to the output. So if you click there and choose new layer with layer mask. So what that means, if you decided to make any changes, you can go back later on and do it. So I'm very pleased with it. So I'm going to click OK. As you can see, it has selected, and I'm very happy with it. So the reason why this area, as you can see, and it doesn't look perfect, so what I'm trying to do is the water that the flood is showing that is going through here that cover the area. So what I'm going to do next, I'm gonna select the background again. So let me just select the move tool. I'm gonna bring this other images that I'm going to be masking it, but for this one I'm not gonna place linked. So I'm just going to click File and Open, and I'm just going to select the aircraft along with the big wave. So I'm just going to have a separate document for that. So what I'm going to do next is select this wave. In order to do that, you can use the quick selection tool. This is fairly straightforward. So what I'm going to do next, I will do exactly the same as I did for the other masking tool. Just select and mask. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to brush this area, that's where the wave was. So just slightly, just to see it a little bit here, and I'm just going to go back. And you can also do exactly the same. Make sure the smart radius is selected, smoothness a little bit, the feather slightly, the contrast a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So let me just do a little bit here. Now I'll do exactly the same with this one as well. So just create new layer with layer mask. So if I decided to change it, I can go back and do it. Just click OK. What we're going to do next, as you can see, it has selected it. So I'm just going to press and hold the Control T on a Mac and PC, exactly the same. Press and hold down the Control key and just the left mouse click. It will select the object that I wanted, and at the same time the entire background. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this as PNG. In order to do that, we can use the shortcut. The shortcut for the PC is going to be press and hold down Control, Alt, Shift, and S. For the Mac is going to be Control, Command, Shift, and S. What I'm going to do next is saving it as PNG. So I'm just going to big wave 2, for example, because I've already created one, but I wasn't happy with it. So I'm going to create another one. So I wanted to show you exactly how everything is done. Just click Save. Now we're going to close this, or you can leave it if you want it to go back and do it later on. You can do it as well. So I'm going to go back to the main layer, select the move tool and go to File. This time I can place linked. For example, big wave 2. Fantastic. As you can see, it's already behind the background of the layer mask. So I'm going to, by default, it will automatically select the transformer tool. If it's not selected, what you can do, you can go to Edit and then just click Free Transform, or you can use a shortcut. The shortcut for the PC is going to be Control T, for the Mac is going to be Command T. And then what you can do, you can use the Shift key, press and hold down, same for the Mac and PC. Just resize it to fit it wherever you want it. So I'm just going to drag it across and do exactly the same for this side. And you can also go higher up if you wanted to. So I'll leave it there for now. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, press enter. What we're going to do, we're going to blend into it in order to make it more look like realistic. In order to do that, what we're going to do, we're going to use the brush tool. Select the brush and just click anywhere. And now what we can do, we can brush it through. So you can use a slightly darker background, like darker color, black. And you can also change the opacity of it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to do slight blend into it, just slightly making it darker to make it look like it's all part of it. So I'm just going to go through all around the edges. Just quickly. That's great. So in order to do that, exactly the same for the Westminster Palace. So what you can do, you can just select it, select exactly the same and slightly make it a little darker. Just brush it through. So if you think, just make it look like blend into it. As you can see in here, make it look darker. As I mentioned in the video, that I am going to, it's going to be pretty dark, so you wouldn't notice it. Pretty much everything is in there. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So you can go a little bit darker in here. As you can see, like when you blend into make it look darker, it's just gonna look like more realistic. So I'm very pleased with it at the moment, and I'll go a little bit dark here. So what we're going to do next is to bring to add some darkness to it. In order to do that, my favorite part is going to be this. Now we're going to add some dark background to it, and then we're going to blend it. There is a number of ways that you can do it. I could carry on brushing it to make it look dark everywhere. So, but I'm going to use my preferred way, and I believe it's going to be the easiest option as well. So make sure the foreground is selected to some sort of like dark navy or whatever background you prefer. And what we're going to do, we're going to select the paint bucket tool and create a new layer. Make sure the background is selected, create a new layer, and just click anywhere. So what we're going to do, as you can see, it has created a new layer with the background. So if I drag this right on top of every other layer, what I'm going to do next is make sure the move tools are selected, and I'm going to use this one as around, yeah, that's perfect, hard light. As you can see, it looks fantastic already. That's what I want. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add another one. I'm going to duplicate the layer. In order to do that, you can use the shortcut on a keyboard. For the PC is going to be Control J. For the Mac is going to be Command J. Or you can just drag and drop it to create a new copy. So for this one, I'm going to use the overlay. As you can see, it looks pretty dark, but I don't want it to be that dark. I will change it later on. But what I'm trying to do is to make everything look realistic. So what we can do, we can use this copy or the other copy, like the very first one, in between the other layers, for example here. That's going to it looks fantastic. As you can see, it looks much better. You can play with it wherever you think is going to be most suitable. For example, in between the sky, so the sky is dark, but I'll leave it there for now. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. What I'm going to do next is I will group these layers together. In order to do that, all you have to do, choose the bottom layer and press and hold down the shift key to highlight them all. Right click, and then what you can do, you can just click group from layers and then click OK. Now I grouped them all together, so this looks really nice. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some sort of brightness to it. In order to do that, I'm going to select the brightness and contrast. It looks absolutely fantastic, so I'm very pleased with that. You can go slightly darker a little bit, or you can change it. Yeah, that looks more realistic, so I'm very pleased with that. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add more pictures to it, such as like aircraft alongside of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click open file and bring the images that I'm going to be using, like aircraft that I'm going to be using. Again, pretty much the same as the other one. So I'm going to pause the video while I bring this aircraft basically, and then place it there. Then I will show you exactly how to place it. Masking it, it's going to be fairly straightforward. Unlike some other objects, this is fairly straightforward. We're going to be using the quick selection tool. So all you do, basically drag it along, but I will do some masking just to make it look perfect. So for now, I'm just going to pause the video, then I will show you exactly how I will place them and blend into the photo manipulation. Now I've masked the fighter jet, so I'm just going to click file and then place linked. I'm just going to bring one at a time. I've saved them as PNG, just like the others, as you can see in here. So I'm gonna resize it. Press enter. As you can see, this is bright. So what we're going to do, we're gonna just place it in between these two, or you can place it down better. Yeah, that is all blend into it, so you know exactly, like, it makes it look more realistic. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna copy them all. So I'm gonna create a number of these fighter jets. So I'm just gonna use the shortcut for the PC is going to be Control C and then Control V. So as you can see, it pasted it. It created another layer. So use the free transform, Control T. Now what we can do, we can change that to this side, or what you can do, sorry about that, you can place this down somewhere, let's say here, but make it smaller. So I'm just gonna create a few more. So for that, I'm going to pause the video while I create a number of fighter jets. Now I'm very happy with it. As you can see that we've blended everything to the actual photo that we want it to look more realistic. I'm pretty sure if you do it yourself, you can do much better, but in this video I just wanted to show you how to manipulate photo in a very basic way, no complication at all. We've created a number of layers and we've duplicated these fighter jets in order to make a couple, and you can blend into it. If you think it's too dark, you can always go back to the brightness in here, and you can change the brightness, for example the depth, wherever you prefer. Make sure the entire group is selected in order to change the brightness of this entire background, or if you want a specific one, just highlight the actual layer and then you can go to the brightness and change the brightness of this particular thing, for example changing it. This is how you manipulate photos. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave your comments below. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel, it's truly appreciated, and thank you for watching.